It was easy to miss in all of the coverage of the NATO summit and President Trump this week in Brussels. The head of NATO spoke the words, Norfolk, Virginia.
NATO announced a new command to be headquartered in Norfolk, adding to NATO's presence here. Investigative reporter Chris Horne is looking into what that could mean for Hampton Roads. Chris?
Tom, we know it would mean jobs and an even higher stature as a location synonymous with national and international security. Other details, though, are incomplete at this point. Senator Mark Horne, meanwhile, is cautiously optimistic, given this week's NATO summit. NATO's Secretary General announced the addition of 3 new operations around the world, and Norfolk will be one of them.
We agreed a major update of the NATO command structure with more than 1,200 new personnel and new commands for the Atlantic in Norfolk, Virginia.
And it's unclear how many of the 1,200 will be added in Norfolk because NATO is dividing the personnel among 3 new sites, Norfolk, Belgium, and Germany. Senator Mark Horne says any addition to the NATO operation here, though, is important to our region.
If that proceeds ahead and expands the already existing relationship and presence in Norfolk, that is good news for the region, good news for jobs, and good news for continuing to solidify Norfolk and Hampton Roads as the key military installations for our whole country.
NATO's declaration says the new Norfolk operation would focus on protecting the transatlantic lines of communication, but gave no further details. Currently, NATO's Allied Command Transformation headquarters in Norfolk oversees 3 other NATO operations in Europe. Horne hopes after this week's summit that NATO remains a strong alliance and will turn the expansion plans for Norfolk into reality.
But to make sure that goes forward, we've got to maintain a strong and stable NATO, and unfortunately, I don't think the president's actions this week helped in that endeavor.
And with NATO just approving this initiative for Norfolk at this week's summit, few details have been worked out. A NATO spokesperson told me the number of personnel to be added, the amount of construction that might be involved, and even the timeline for the Norfolk project will all be worked out in the coming months. Chris Horne, 10 on your side.